2 Degrees is a cooperative tile-laying game where you build a civilization that mitigates climate change. Grow forests, build wind farms, and connect your cities via high-speed rail to keep global temperatures from rising by 2 degrees. Before you begin, assign someone to be the head of each department. As the head of the Department of Forestry, you'll track the number of forests in your civilization. A forest is any group of tree groves that span 3 or more tiles. As the head of the Department of Energy, you'll track the number of wind farms in your civilization. A wind farm is any number of neighboring tiles with 3 or more wind turbines on them. As the head of the Department of Transportation, you'll track the number of cities connected via high-speed rail. And lastly, as the head of the Department of Science, you'll track the rise in global temperatures. This will happen every time you build a new city. Whenever you add a city tile to your civilization, so that none of its city sides touch an existing city, global temperatures increase by 0.1 degrees. Try to avoid building new cities whenever you can. The other reasons for temperatures to increase are crisis cards, but we will get to those later. To set up, remove the dark gray starting tiles and shuffle the remaining world tiles. Place them face down in 2 equal piles. Flip the top tile of each pile face up. Then arrange the starting tiles as shown here. Finally, shuffle all the crisis cards, place the deck face down, and flip the top card of the deck face up. Randomly assign someone to be the first crisis manager and begin the first round. Starting with the crisis manager, take turns placing world tiles in your civilization. You may choose from either pile, and after you draw a tile, flip the next one face up. New tiles must share at least one side with an existing tile, and any side that borders another tile must match. Once 4 tiles have been placed, move to crisis mode. At the beginning of crisis mode, the crisis manager must receive a report from the Department of Science. A report is always given as a color. For example, if temperatures have only increased by 0.1 degrees, the report from the Department of Science is blue. The crisis manager draws a number of crisis cards based on that report. So if the report from the Department of Science is blue, the crisis manager draws 1 card. If the report was green, they would draw 2, 3 if yellow, and 4 if red. In this example, the crisis manager will draw 1 crisis card. To draw a crisis card, remove the top card from the deck and flip the next card face up. The crisis manager must then decide which card to draw and which card to keep face up on the top of the deck. In this example, the crisis manager must choose between a hurricane, a natural disaster, or deforestation, a disaster caused by humans. Like all human-caused disasters, deforestation will cause global temperatures to increase based on a report from another department. For deforestation, that report comes from the Department of Forestry, which is currently yellow. So in this example, global temperatures would only increase by 0.2 degrees. But let's deal with the hurricane instead. Like all natural disasters, a hurricane requires you to destroy tiles of a certain type. The amount of tiles you are forced to destroy is based on a report from the Department of Science. So in this example, we will need to destroy 1 wind turbine tile. To destroy a tile, flip it upside down. That tile now acts as a blank space. After all crises have been managed, the round ends. Pass the crisis manager responsibilities to the next player and begin the next round. You'll play 10 rounds and place all 40 world tiles. The game ends when you manage the final crisis of your final round. Score your civilization based on a final report from the Department of Science, as well as the number of wind farms, forests, and connected cities you have. You'll get extra points if you have managed to build giant wind farms, grow giant forests, and/or build a main line. Total up all your points to get a final score, then read and post reviews people have left about your civilization. Can you keep temperature rise under 2 degrees and build a civilization worth a 5-star review? 2 degrees. Grow forests. Connect cities. Build wind farms. Available now at tarpygames.com.